Hi, today I'm going to be introducing you to Google Docs. Now, if you remember from the last screencast, the way that you will access Google Drive, which is how you will create things, you're going to go to the Sign In button. When you click on that, it will take you so that you can sign in. And since this is my computer and I use it a lot, it took me to this. So I'll click on my account. And this is where I will carefully make sure my password is there. And since, again, I use it so much, you'll notice that it already is generated there for me. I'll click Sign In. And in order to get to everything, you're going to click on the grid again. And I'm going to choose Drive. Here is the place where I can get into all the documents I've already created, as well as to create new ones. Since we are going to be creating a new one, I'm going to go to the Create button, and since it is Document, I'm going to be selecting Document. Once I get in here, there are a couple different things, but I highly recommend starting off by making sure that you rename your document. To do that, you simply click here, and you'll give it a name. So I'm going to name this Google Docs Intro. And then I'll click OK. And now my document has a title. A couple things that I want to show you. This is very similar to Microsoft Word, so if any of you have used this at home before with Microsoft Word, a lot of the buttons and the toolbars you'll notice are similar. When you're in here, you can click on this, and this will take you to the Google Docs home, and it shows you all of the recent documents. So you can see here, these are recent documents that I have created for other things. And again, there's a couple ways that you can see it. Right now it's with the picture, so you can see a quick picture just in case you forgot what it was after you have named it. Or you can do the list view, which will show them this way. It tells you when you've created them and worked on them. You can also arrange it with when it was last opened, when it was modified, or by the title. And then this button just lets you be able to share your documents and upload them. To get back, you can click on this, and this will take you back to your Google Drive. Now, the nice thing is, when you have created a document, you will notice that you will be able to find it. Now here, mine is at the bottom of the screen because I have not yet put it into a folder. A couple ways that you can move a document into a folder is to click on that document, and you'll notice that some buttons pop up here. This is actually a nice way that you can easily share a document. If you did not do that when you were working on the document, you can click Share, and then it will let you type in the person's names. This is very important for you to know because a lot of the work that we'll do this year, you will be sharing most certainly with me, and there will be times when you are sharing them with classmates. So the way that you will do that is by entering in and inviting people. Now, in this case, this is my drive, but if I was to send it to a student, say Brady for an example, I would start typing his name in and the address. Now, the interesting thing is, since I've already practiced and sent some things to Brady, when I click on it and start typing, it will generate his name, and then I can send it to him. When you go to share a document with someone, you want to think about what you would like them to do. Are you wanting them to be able to edit and change the work? This would be a good idea if you are working on a project together as a group. If you are doing some writing and I ask you to do some revisions and get some feedback, I would like you to choose the can comment, because this way they can just give you suggestions, and then you can choose whether or not you want to take those suggestions. Or if you want it to be that they can just view it and not do any changes or any commenting, you would click can view. I'm going to be choosing can comment, and I'm also going to add in another contributor. I'm just going to add in our personal account as well. And then I would click send, so they would be able to comment on what we are about to create, and then I'm going to click on yes. I'm sure that I would like them to share. And then it will send it, and you'll notice on the screen that it has that they can comment. Now, if you ever want to change it and you change your mind, let's say I don't want Brady to comment anymore, I'd like him to edit it or be the owner, I can change that. Or you'll notice then it can't be here. So here, if I say is owner, it'll go back to me. The other thing that you can do, if you accidentally added someone and you don't want them to, you can click on the X. So maybe I accidentally added Brady, and I'll click on the X and it will take him off, but I will need to make sure that I do save those changes. and then I'm done. Now, the other thing that you can do is, yesterday I had talked about organizing your work into folders. So for example, let's say that you'll notice I have two documents down here. I have the lesson plan that I showed you how to upload from Word, and then I also have the one we just created. Now let's say I want to move that to a different folder. You could just click on it and you could drag it, or even easier than that, you can click Move To, and then you could check this. So I'm going to click this box here, put it in my Fresno file, and I'm going to click Move. So then when I go to the Fresno file, I open it, and you'll see that my Google Docs intro is right here. And it also says shared beside it, and that lets you know that you have shared it with someone else. Now, to get started on that, since I covered a few of those basics, here's the toolbar, and I had mentioned that it was very similar to Microsoft Word. You can rename it if you need to. You can make a copy of it. You can move it to a different folder. You can definitely move it to the trash. Once you have changed it and shared it with other people, you can even see the revision history on there as well. A really nice feature is that you can change this and download it. So let's say I want it to be a Microsoft Word format or a PDF document. You can choose to download this exact file, and then it will become that type of a format instead of a Google Doc. Some of the other things, you can edit it with undoing things or redoing. You can change how you are viewing it. This mode lets you know whether you're in the editing mode, or if you are just giving a suggestion, or if you're just viewing it where you can read it. Here, of course, you can insert images, you can insert links, equations, or drawings. There will be times where you might need to insert a table, and that is something that you can do here like that. For format, you can change your typing with this. You can change your paragraph style. For tools, you have the word count that you can use. You have spelling, and you can even use the research or the define buttons. Here, again, with the table, you can insert a table. You can add columns, delete columns. Here are some add-ons. You always have the help button as well. Down below, here's another toolbar. This allows you to print, and these are just some shortcuts to undo or redo, or to paint. Again, your text, your font, your size, all of those. Here is how to insert a quick link. And then since we are the creators, I don't have the opportunity right now to necessarily add the comment. This will let you here change your paragraph, whether you want it to the left, centered, or so on, as well as adding bullets and doing indentations. So here we have a chart. You can also add some writing. So let's say I wanted to create a paragraph, and I could say maybe, hello, I would like to introduce you to Google Drive, and specifically Google Docs, period. Let me show you some features. And that's where I have it. Now, if I am working on this with another person and they are going to give me some feedback and some comments, I have already shared that with another account. So what I'm going to do, since I've shared it, the other option that you can do if you don't share it on the home page where we had clicked the box and click share, and I use this feature mostly. I'll create the document like I did here, and then I will share it, and I can click here. Now, since I already showed you how to share it, I can show you again using this. And it takes you to the exact same page, and you would add the person. So let's say I wanted to add Brady back in. I think I had deleted him the last time. So I'll click there, and I can send him. And again, I'm going to choose what I want him to do. And I'm going to say that he can comment. And then I'll send it, and it will be able to have Brady do that. And I'm going to click Done. Now, this is what it will look like. I'm going to sign out of my account, and I'm going to sign into the account where I shared it to. I'll need to enter my password and then sign in. And this is what it will look like. So I've shared this with another person. When I go in here, or if somebody shares something with you, you're always going to want to look into the shared with me. And because it is in here, you can see that this is my Google Docs. Usually it would go into the My Drive. But since I shared this with our home account, I'll go into shared with me. If you ever can't find a document, you could click recent as an option. You can also go under More and click on All Items, and that will also help you find everything. But again, since this was shared, I'm going to go to the Shared with Me, and I'll click on it and I can open it. Now, you'll notice that it is in green and it says you are suggesting, because that is how we set it up. I did not set it up as this person can edit it, and I did not set it up as a view only. So they can give you some suggestions. So what I can do is type a comment. So here I'm going to put a suggestion and I'm going to say, it would be good to add a title. And you'll notice that there are some options. If you want to delete a suggestion, you can click delete and that would take it away. But there's a reply here where we can end up having a short conversation. I could also add down here and give a suggestion that said, maybe use an exclamation mark to show excitement. And then that's my comment. Now, I'm going to switch back into the creator mode because I was the person that created it, and I'm going to show you what it looks like then when somebody comments on your work. So this will look like your account after you've shared it and someone has commented. Let's see, we had it in the Fresno folder, so I'll go here and the Google Docs intro to find it. And then here you can see all of the comments that my partner just added, and you can see here that it would be good to add a title. Now I can delete it, I can accept it, so I'll just accept it, and then I'm going to add a title, and I'm going to put Google Docs intro table. Down here again I can accept this or I can delete it. Maybe I don't want it to have an exclamation mark, so I'll just delete that and I can leave it as it is. And I took those comments and I used them. Those are the basics of Google Docs and what you can do. Again, we'll be using this a lot with writing this year, where you are going to be sharing it and giving a lot of feedback. Now, if you are creating a project where you're working on it together, I would recommend that when you share it, you make sure that the person can edit it. So if I am working on this with Brady, I'm going to make sure that he can edit it. And the wonderful benefit of Google Docs is that he can be working on this and I can be working on it at the exact same time. Now I do have to tell you, it is kind of funny when you are working on typing something and you'll see that your partner is also typing on there at the exact same time. It's a little funny at first, kind of cool. But it's the wonderful benefit of Google Docs that you can work on this with a person. Maybe it's the weekend and you have a report that you're doing with your partner and you're on the phone working on this together. You can be typing on it. Your partner can be typing on it, as well as adding comments and that type of thing with each other. So I hope you found this Google Doc introduction helpful. I will be giving you some time now to explore and try creating your own Google Doc, as well as maybe moving it into a folder and having the opportunity to share it with me so that we can make sure that you do know how to share. All right, thanks for your time.